Hey everybody, it's Squirrel Dev here. Um, Sorry about the couple of days of silence. I've pretty much been catching up my sleep. I also apologize for any chickens and or other noise in the background. We kind of live in the middle of nowhere and yeah, we got some chickens that we're raising. But anyway, I just wanted to first catch you up on what all I've done so far. So as you can see, we're on the FreeLiberatorDx2 GitHub. And I have added a lot of stuff into here. And I should note that I did already add an asset scraper. I just haven't updated this GitHub particularly yet, but the asset scraper is in the tools folder. But I've added some instructions as well to run the servers, as well as to if you have an Android phone or if you're using an Android emulator. And I have a small little troubleshooting section as well. I will add more stuff in the troubleshooting section if I come across more things that may need troubleshooting. But let's go ahead and show off this one first of all. So in the tools folder, there is now a proxy and a scraper. We'll go over the scraper since I developed that one first actually. First, it uses this initial URL, which is the DX2 simulation URL, the get URL endpoint, and it actually sends that, it's supposed to send that to the real server. And then we have two download files. First there's download files, and then there's download file. So this one, first it gets this initial URL and then saves that, saves the asset bundle URL and asset bundle version tags from this response into its own little data. And then it makes a base URL with the asset bundle URL slash android slash asset bundle version slash en slash. And then what I'll do is I'll grab that and then en slash ablist.txt. It saves ablist.txt. Well, first it makes the directories to see if it's in there or not. And you can see here that I've also make directory plus assets slash. So we'll actually make an assets folder in there as well. And then after it creates the directory, it will download file from the directory base URL and username, or file name. So what it does is, at this point, the file URL is the base URL plus file name. So base URL is asset bundle URL slash android slash whatever bundle version slash en. And then the file name will be the file name will be asset slash whatever asset there is, basically. But anyway, it just basically fetches that asset and then downloads it. Or first, sorry, it downloads the sorry. This one's actually the AB. Sorry, my bad. This one's the AB list. My bad. It downloads the AB list, and then here, it takes the AB list and it takes the AB list and takes all the tabs in that list. So here there's so in here there's tabs and replaces them with vertical lines. Now originally I had it set so it used spaces, but it turns out there are some file names that have spaces in them, so I decided to use vertical lines instead as a split. and then the first word equals word 0, so basically the first complete file name, and even if it has spaces, it'll still count as one word until you get to that split. And then it checks, hey, if that exists, go ahead and skip it. If not, and if the first word does not equal EOF, as the very bottom line of the file is EOF, well, there's a new line, but EOF is the bottom readable line. It will then do the base URL plus assets plus whatever the first word is, so that file name, and it'll return the response. And it's just an array buffer, but that really doesn't matter. What it does is just takes the response data, makes it into a file contents, and then fs file sync file path file contents. So it just saves the file, and then it logs downloaded, and then this else statement, which is over here. So if first word does equal EOF, then it logs done downloading all files. And then it just calls download files. And that's what the scraper does. As for the proxy, it's pretty simple. It requires mock TTP, so that is a new requirement in package.json. And it has options fs read file sync certs keep.pem and certs cert.pem. Those will be in the search folder, obviously. They're the certificate and keys for SSL signing. And I think this is just a leftover right here, but it'll create a server using the HTTPS options and a port 8080. Now even though all this is set, for some reason it doesn't like to obey this port, and also is assigned to whatever port it wants. I don't know what's causing this, but it's not really a solution, but a little workaround is to run the game server first and then run this server. That way this server will bind to the next available port that isn't being run by the game server or whatever servers you might have on your device. And then this one is pretty simple. It just says if it's sim or if it's chat, then redirect to localhost 8000. And if it's DL or if it's that WebView URL that I mentioned last time, it forwards to port 3000. Also, if it says cert.pem, then forward to localhost 3000. And in here, there's an index.html. And it'll simply download cert.pem. Now, the reason I made this cert.pem, this host name, cert.pem, is due to some weird behavior that my particular Android emulator was displaying, so I don't know really what's causing it. But anyway, that's all really that I did right now, other than updating the README, of course. So this is just a little update. Now let's get to the real reason I'm really making this video. And that is, this is going to be a little video kind of going over me in real time taking all these endpoints and rewriting them into the new server. Right. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do registaccount.do since that's the next thing it requests. So we're going to make a new file, name it registaccount.do.js. And here, I'm going to open up getURL.js as a kind of semi-reference. I'm going to copy, paste, and for right now, we're going to change this to regist count, and then module exports, regist count. Save that file. And now that we have that, I'm going to head over here. And as you can see, you have all this JSON. What I'm going to do is I am actually going to Control A, Control C that. And I'm going to go over here, and in my JSON, I'm just going to make a new file. Regist account.json, and then Control V. And what we're going to do is we're going to delete, and then delete. And yeah. Alright. Well, looks like this one's going to be... Oh, this one's going to be fun. Great. So let's go ahead and manually fix all this just by adding quotes. Do. Yeah, this is pretty tedious. And I'm actually, in the end, I am not actually going to be using these JSON files. I am going to be saving all these values that are in these JSON files as their own little thing. Like, for example, in this devil extend element, I would save that as its own little element. Same thing with the beginner elements and everything. And basically I would end up dynamically generating these JSON files. Alright, so where's the new error? Alright, there's another error somewhere, probably in the IGT list. Right. JSON files don't have semicolons. Any event for right now. At this point, I'm just going to go out of this, make a new folder. I'm going to name it Data. And we're going to store our player data in here. But for now, let's go and go over here, go into this register account.do. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy pasta this stuff and transplant it kind of in here. So this part, of course, makes an ID, and I'm actually going to uncomment this UUID. Sorry, I'll recomment this UUID. Because we're going to redeclare it, and for fixed UUID or non-multiplayer stuff, we're going to keep it at 0, just to make things a bit easier. So players slash UUID. Plus.txt. So now what we're going to do this one. And this U file was all that JSON stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy pasta that. Into here. And I'm going to delete that. So we're going to delete that too. Oh, sorry, Control Z, Z, Z. There we go. Copy pasta this. Into here. because I meant for that to be in this function. All right. Now let's head over to the server.js. Control-C, Control-V. And we're going to name this to Regist account. Regist account. And of course, we're going to... Ah! Nice. It seemed to have automatically created that. Nice. Control-S. That was a new feature I did not even know it had. Right. Anyway, cmd, and then we're going to npm run server. Npm run, wait, create a new window, cmd npm run. Actually, I'm not going to use this proxy for right now, even though it does work. The reason being, MITM proxy is better for my purposes in development. And now let me go into ADB and make sure ADB devices, CMD, ADB devices. All right, ADB connect localhost colon 58526. There we go. Then ADB shell settings, put global HTTP underscore proxy, and let's make sure I am connected. Yep, to that one. So 192.168.0.136 colon 8080. And let me go ahead and reinstall my DX2 mod APK because I uninstalled them. There we go, let's go and open the app. Hold up. ipconfig. Oh, right. Right, I forgot. Because for some strange reason, this always tends to forget the script. So I'm going to exit. And FreeLiberatorDx2. Tools. Redirect to Pi, copy as path. Excuse me. There we go. And now relaunch. Alright, and before I forget that, because that volume is going to completely hurt, let's just put 20. There we go. And start. Alright. Here we go. So our first error, U file is not defined. This is the wrong one. Alright, so yep, I completely forgot to let's see. I guess I'll just copy over the U file from the old eRegist account to the new one. Since this file is pretty much statically generated every single time. Well, with the exception of base data versions. But yeah. I guess this will work as a temporary fix. Actually, now think about it. U file equals var data equals fs dot read file dot slash JSON slash regist account dot JSON. There we go. Alright. Alright. For right now, I'm just going to 22. Oh, right. All right, and then Control Z, Control Z. And then Control V. Right, actually, just read file sync. There we go. And of course, it doesn't check to see if the folders are made. So let me go back to the trick I used for my, not proxy, the scraper. All right. So we can Control C all that. Head over here. Control V. And then what we're going to do is delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Dot slash data slash players slash UID. There we go. Go create a directory. All right. So now it gives another error. What was the error this time? So it did. It got register account. It gave us an account ID, transfer ID, and a UUID. So good. We're on to the next step. So now we can log in. Well, we can register an account. And as you can see in here, there is now, that's weird. There's nothing in data. Huh. I'm going to remove that. All right. Control S. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up my Daiji Show. Right click or hold click, application info, storage, clear storage, and then reopen DX2. Alright. 235. No such file or directory. Alright, so it does not create Alright. Let me check. Ah. So it does create data players. There we go. Relaunch DX2. There we go. And we got data player 0. Perfect. In any event, I'll go ahead and go to my .getignore and make it so that way data. Actually, let's go ahead and open player.json. Good. Good. So for right now, the register account JSON is static. However, I will, as I said earlier, make it so it's dynamically generated within registaccount.do and have a bunch of static files in the JSON that it builds from. In the event for right now, I will go ahead and stop recording. I don't want to subject you to any more of this. So from now on, all the videos will just simply be major status updates. And yeah, so see ya.